So this is my first ever solo flawless completion of the Prophecy dungeon. So I figured I've been going on about it long enough. I've been trying for nearly 4 weeks solid. So I thought it would be useful to record it and show everyone how I did it, in the hope that maybe it will help somebody else solo flawless this encounter or this dungeon. So you'll see I've skipped out the first part, which is me just using Top Tree Dawn and Heat Rises just to skip that first mini encounter, and then I will rally and switch to Phoenix Well. So the biggest thing with this encounter, if you like, is just patience and trying to stay alive. So my loadout here is Witherhoard, the Scotastic variable, and a sword. Witherhoard and the Scotastic just for ad clear and getting the motes, and then we primarily save the sword for the Phalanx Echo. Now, it is still possible this season to one phase this. However, the timing is ridiculously tight. And the other problem you've got as well using the Falling Guillotine is just ammo. And if you don't use your attacks properly, you'll end up using all your ammo just before you can kill it. So you'll see actually in this run, this is a 2-phase. It's a minuscule amount of health he has left, which when we get to that point I will skip and I'll speed up the video. But basically I get him so close, but I just didn't have enough sword ammo to finish him off. So the one thing you want to notice I'm doing all the time here is grenades. Grenades on Middle Tree Dawnblade will fully heal you and give you an overshield. So on my stats, on my Warlock, I always run 100 recovery and 100 discipline where possible, because as well it's especially useful in this dungeon, because in this dungeon I will hide a lot to get my health back, and I will use my grenade all the time, where in situations like this here, now you're watching, I'm super low. I'll charge my grenade, drop it, instant overshield. So the biggest thing I'm trying to do here is slowly take out the knights. Now you'll notice earlier on I did double dunk the dark motes. Another piece of advice I can give anyone that's trying this is what you die to more than anything else, and trust me, I can attest to this, what you die to more than anything else is the fact that you will try and dunk when there's still 3 knights and a field full of ads around. Which you'll get the dunk off, that's fine. You've got no problem getting the dunk off. The problem is, by the time you hit the ground, after the dunk, you're dead. So what I try to do, especially on the first dunk, is obviously you get 3 knights. I'll try and get my dark motes off of the first 2 knights, so that I've only got 1 knight alive. That way, when I make that first dunk, I've got more chance of staying alive because there's only 1 knight shooting at me. And also, because it's dark, I try and double dunk it. So you'll see here, I've done my last dunk, I've Witherhoarded the boss, and you'll notice I used my melee there to give myself the empowered buff. And then I'm just going to town on him with the sword. It's basically 2 sets of 5 or 6 attacks, wait for my heavy, use my heavy. As soon as I've done 2 sets of that, I'll switch back to my Witherhoard. I'll drop another Witherhoard either on him or on the floor, see there, and then I'll just wail at him with my sword. So you'll see what I do here is I don't use my heavy, I just use my light because I know I'm low on ammo. And then look, absolute sliver left. I probably could have finished him here if I went and concentrated more on the ads that shielded him and taking them down, but I just get to safety and that's it. I just basically rinse and repeat, restart. So I'm going to speed this video up at this point here, just to avoid you having to watch a full second phase. Another little tip I can give anyone here: make sure you're running melee resistance and concussive dampener. I don't bother with sniper, nothing's that far away. But essentially all you're looking to do in this encounter is take the ads out, stay alive, take the knights out when it's safe to do so. First priority here is always staying alive, so make sure I've always got a rift or a grenade available to me. Don't be afraid to let some motes disappear. Kill a knight where you shouldn't do. It's just be patient, be careful, stay alive. You'll see there I actually wasted my well because I was worried I was going to die, so I popped my well. Not a problem, because he's got that little amount of health left. By the time I come to damage phase, it's not gonna matter at all the fact I haven't got well. So here we go. You'll also notice here I don't have any sword ammo either. I did not have sword ammo finder on. Big tip: make sure you've got ammo finders on and ammo scabs on. I didn't have sword ammo scabs on here. Last little point on this encounter, just to tell you, is when you do the last dunk and it's ready for damage, you will notice ads despawn. Any ads, any knights, despawn. Any that are left on the field despawn, and then they'll start respawning up back again. So there you go. That's the first encounter. You'll see what I'm switching to now. I'm switching to corrective measure with subsistence and firefly for ad control. I'm also going to switch to my no composure, and I am going to switch to the huckleberry. Now what I also should have done for this run at this point was switch to devour, but I didn't. I left it on middle tree solo, and you'll see I don't even realise that until I start clearing the first flight out, at which point I have to pop a well because I'm dying. So this run could have been better if I'd have swapped to devour at this point, because you'll notice I'm wearing the nothing manacles, which allows me to be super aggressive with devour because you get 2 grenades, and scatter grenades are really good for ad clear. Nothing really much to talk about here. Take it slow, kill the ads first before you even attempt the blights. So you'll see, especially on this encounter, this one here, I circle round and I take all 3 snipers out before I even attempt to take the ads out. Take the snipers out, take the ads out, and once you've taken all the ads out, then go and deal with the blights. The whole thing about this dungeon is just stay safe, take your time, stay alive. Doesn't matter how long it takes you. So there you go, see I've cleared all the ads out, and now I'll clear the blights out. There you go, and again, I'm looking for snipers. I think I've skipped the last sniper here, stupidly. And I popped a well inside, because again, I was worried I was going to die. There's a great thing about this part of the encounter. You can, I suppose, stay on middle tree. Use your well, because we're going to get to rally before we start the next encounter anyway. So here we go. Second encounter, the cube room, where a lot of people become stuck, if you like. So you'll see I'm going to keep the exact same Luddite here. I've got huckleberry, no composure. I've got my corrective measure with subsistence and firefly. And nothing manacles, but I've switched to devour. So there is a very specific way I tackle each and every room. Basically, I reset every time. Each instance of the room I reset. So I'll look for which one it is that I need. I'll take the first lot of ads out and I'll clear them out. Once I've cleared them out, I'll use the machine gun to take out the snipers. Once the snipers are taken out, then I concentrate on the knights. What I'll try and do is get all of that done before the next wave of scions spawn in. There are occasions in this run you'll notice I don't, and all I do is I reset. I waste my motes, I don't bother about my motes, I clear the ads, I clear the snipers, then I go for the knights. The great thing about no composure in this encounter is, with particle deconstruction of course that I've got on, it's a 2 burst for the knights, as you can see. 2 shots, knight's dead. It's also really good for ad clear if you need to use it for ad clear because of reservoir burst. So if you've got a full mag when you use reservoir burst, that first ad blows up and every other ad around it also blows up. So you see every single room I proc devour, I take out the ads. Always proc devour first, then take out the ads. The great thing about nothing manacles is that right there is, yes, I've eaten my grenade, but I had a second one, so I could just use it. Devour sometimes it's a difficult class to use because you have to try and use your melees instead with the grenade, but with the nothing manacles it becomes easy mode. You just eat one, throw the other, and you'll see I've already got both my grenades back because whilst you're under the effect of devour, I think it's about 4 or 5 kills, gives you a full grenade back. So by the time I've dealt with all the ads and the snipers and the knights, I've got both grenade charges back. So here you go, I didn't have time here. I was a bit slow in clearing the snipers and the knights, so I've just procced another grenade. I'm going to clear the ads out again, I'm going to reset and go back for the knights. This got a bit close. The other thing to note as well, I suppose, is I'm running protective light here. So I'm using elemental wells to give me 2 elemental wells from either a grenade or a melee, and picking that up gives me charge for light, at which point I've got protective light. So just on those occasions where my health does drop a bit low, protective light should help keep me alive. So here you go, same thing again. As soon as the room starts, find out where Toland is, eat a grenade, clear the ads. First priority. Then we go snipers. Now at this point, I don't know where the second sniper is, so I'm just going to kill one sniper, then I'm going to go get my first set of motes. Because you've got time to hold on to those motes for I think 45 seconds. There you go, there he was above my head. So now I'll kill him, and then I'll go and find him. Now you'll notice I'm getting hit by another sniper, but because it's only one shooting me, I can live through it because I've still got Devour propped. There we go, so I was quick enough there, pick up some ammo. Just as the Scions are spawning in, I'll move to the next room. The other big tip here is make sure you've got your loaders on. I reload both my fusion rifle and my machine gun as I'm teleporting to the next room. So there you go, great example. I had my grenade, I threw a grenade, I've cleared out the mini ads, and look, I've almost got 2 grenades back. By the time I kill this second sniper, I've got both grenades back. Devour is by far the best way to tackle this dungeon solo flawless, because it allows you to be aggressive and you've always got a full heal waiting for you. So you see there, I was just careful. I saw I was getting tagged by snipers, stood behind a pillar, let my health regen. Now that was a bit close. What I shouldn't have done there is I shouldn't have teleported up. I should have got rid of the ads, but thankfully they didn't shoot me, so I was okay. Again, Devour, ads, before I look for snipers. Obviously ammo isn't a problem for me here. I've got plenty. You'll see I've always got plenty of ammo for my fusion, always got plenty of ammo for my machine gun. That's because I'm running fusion rifle finder and machine gun finder. The importance of your finder mods can't be overstated in situations like this, because you'll notice I'm not really using my primer at all. This was close. What's this? Oh, protective light came in clutch there. So I think at this point we are 1, maybe 2 rooms away from the boss. Now remember, you have always got your super in a clutch situation. So if you feel like you're getting overrun and you just need to reset and clear ads or whatever, don't be scared to pop your super. I am purposely saving my super here at this point for the 2 mini bosses at the end of this encounter, but you'll see when I get around to killing them, I don't need it. My fusion rifle's enough. So you'll see there again, I had the moats, I could have gone and dunked, but I didn't. I was getting tagged by snipers, I was scared I was going to die, so I just used my rift. Worth noting that if you use your rift, you will lose the moats you're holding. So basically I just reset here. I got rid of my moats, I proc devour, I'm going to clear the ads, and I'm going to just go back for snipers, then go for moats. I'll say it again, it's all about being careful and staying alive. If you want to solo flawless this dungeon, yeah, you can probably do it fast, yeah, you can probably speedrun it. You ain't going to do that for the first time you do it. Doesn't matter how long it takes you. I think this run took me just under an hour, and this is probably about my 200th attempt at it. Yeah. There you go. So you'll notice this room's taking me a wee while because I just started to panic a little bit. There were a lot of ads, so I just kept trying to reset. See, look, threw a grenade, had a devour ready to go. Nothing manacles. If you haven't got it for your warlock already, it is probably the best exotic to pair with devour, in my opinion, at this stage of the game. And here we go, mini bosses. So you'll see there, 1 super, 1 fusion. It's just, I wouldn't even class these as bosses. The difficulty from this encounter just comes from managing the rooms and the way the ads spawn in. It's not the bosses. The mini bosses are nothing. Watch here. 4 or 5 shots. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's done. Go to sleep. Good night. And that's the cube room. The biggest thing about the cube room is just reset yourself every single room. Have a plan. As I said, my plan is always, as I spawn in, eat a grenade, proc devour, clear all the ads, then go for the snipers, then go for the knights. If you're quick enough with the right loadout, you can do it in that order before the next wave of scions spawn in. I'm going to speed up this part of the run here. This is just Rainbow Road. No point in talking through this. This is just slow and steady. Take it slow. Don't be silly. And yeah. So now we come to the final boss. For me, this was by far the most difficult part of this dungeon. I know a lot of people will say the first boss is the most difficult. This part for me is the most difficult part. Not because it's hard, because you need to be consistent. Because you need to understand the layout of the rooms, you need to understand the way the ads spawn in, and you need to understand the fact that the rooms get easier the longer you're in them. Because you've got 3 copies of the boss shooting you as soon as you start every room, so you're getting bombarded from every side. The best approach to this is to get one side done as quickly as possible. Kill the ogre and use that side to protect yourself, because you're not getting bombarded from that side anymore because the boss is gone, because you've killed the ogre. So these rooms is just about ad clear. And you'll see I take the same approach in this room as I took in the last encounter. My first priority is clear the ads. Once the ads are gone, then I go for the knights. I look for which colour portals I need, then I go for the knights. So I was a little bit slow here. As you can see, I forgot to pick that up. I'm going to ignore everything else in the room. I'm going to hide behind this pillar, and then I'm going to take the ogre out. You must take the ogre out. I'm going to proc devour again. I haven't got any more ads, so now I'm going to go for some knights. The great thing about no composure here, reservoir burst. Full mag, it just helps a little bit with that ad clear. You'll also notice I've switched to my Fatebringer here. My Fatebringer with Firefly, because again, the ad clearing capability of Firefly in this encounter is invaluable, especially when you've got Devour propped. Any sort of explosion is going to kill the little ads, which is going to put you back to full health. So I'm just being super careful. There you go. You can see I was getting a bit low. I'm getting surrounded, but pull my fusion out, and all of a sudden I'm fine again. Now the one thing you'll notice I do here is I use a lot of fusion rifle. I'm not fussed at all about using all my ammo. I didn't get my heavy out. I didn't think I needed it. I did have 1k voices on at this point, but you'll see. Look at what the Fatebringer is doing for damage, for killing the ants. It's brilliant. I've still got protective light on, which helps when I'm low health. It just helps me stay alive that little bit longer, so I can go clear up at night. But the reason I really don't mind about using my special ammo at this point, because one thing you can do in this encounter is, once you've cleared all 3 sides and killed all 3 ogres, the scions will spawn in every minute, so you can just farm the smaller ads for ammo. You don't have to transport to the boss room until you've got enough ammo that you're comfortable with. So you'll see at this point, see the usefulness of Firefly again on my Fatebringer. Not just Firefly, it's also it's 2 shots kill. It's really easy to reprop to get my health back from Devour. It's just two hand cannon shots, they're dead. So there you go, you can see I've got ammo everywhere. Clear the ads out. Now I'm going to go for the knights to take out this last pillar. I don't mind that there's something spawning in. It's more important to get the moats dunked, get the ogre. And the minute you kill that ogre, it despawns any knights that are in the room. Because we've done all 3 corners and killed all 3 knights, all we're going to get now is scions. So we're just going to farm them. We're going to clean them out with our Fatebringer. Switch to our fusion if we're getting a bit overrun. Use your grenades. Clear them out. Get some ammo. Get yourself ready to go to the boss room. So you see here, I don't think I'll wait for another wave. I think I'll go here. Because there's so much ammo lying around on the ground. And at this point I forgot to put hand cannon loader on. So I put hand cannon loader on just to make it a bit snappier to reload my Fatebringer. Okay, I didn't quite go to boss phase. I think what I was doing here was just farming for super. You see I was super close to super at this point. I didn't need the ammo, so I think I was thinking just wait, get your super. You don't need to, because I don't tend to use my super until the back end of the damage phase anyway. But at this point there was no harm in it. So there you go, I've got my super, reload all my weapons, make sure I've got full ammo, boss damage. It goes without saying I'm running particle deconstruction here, but the idea I'm going to try and use here is I'm going to put 4 shots of 1k on the boss. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get in front of the boss. I'm going to try and get in front of him, kill the spawning snipers, and concentrate on them first, because they will kill you. So you see I've got a Croc Devour, kill the snipers, and keep going. I'm ignoring the boss. Completely and utterly ignoring the boss. I'm just trying to get ahead of him and take the snipers out. If I get so far ahead of him I feel like I can put a shot or 2 on him, then I will. But as soon as he moves, I move. I want those ads dead. Because they will 2-shot you, and when there's 2 of them that spawn at the same time, it's very easy to get overrun and die to these guys. So you see here I just put another couple of shots at the boss, and then I'm going for these 2. These 2 are the worst 2 to deal with, and these 2 are the ones that kill me the most. You see that was close. Again, protective light. I don't have to worry about dark entropy this way. The reason I don't have to worry about dark entropy is because I'm always in front of him. So he's always coming to me. Which means even if it does start to count up, by the time he teleports again, it goes back down. So you see there, I keep my super for the end. I use all my 1k. I use all my heavy. And then I just spam him with grenades and fusion rifle. Now I will make sure that I leave some fusion rifle left, because you do not want to be going into the next part of this boss fight with only your primary. So you'll see here I take a trip back, I look at all the platforms for all the snipers and just see if there is any ammo that dropped that I didn't pick up. It doesn't matter if you go into the next encounter with no heavy, as long as you've got special. Now what I usually do in these runs, or I have been doing in my solo flawless attempts, is farming my super. So you'll see here I use my super at the end, and now I'm going to speed the video up because I literally just sit here and wait for 5 minutes. There's no rush, there's nothing else to do, you might as well. Only reason being is because I like to have it in case of a clutch situation. If I feel like I'm getting overrun and I'm struggling with ammo or whatever, I can just pop my super. So basically I just sit here for 5 minutes. I'm close enough at this point that I know I'm going to get my super really quickly, so we go into the next room. See there, that threw me off a little bit because it didn't drop me the whole way down. So again, same tactic as I've used the whole dungeon. Croc Devour, clear ads. Croc Devour, clear ads. Use my Rift, still got Devour, just doubling up. Now this room for me is the worst room. This is the one I struggle the most with, just because of how open it is and how little places there are for cover. Which again is why Devourer is so good. You can be super aggressive. But you'll see I'm going to ignore everything now, and I'm just going to go, because I know the best way to tackle these rooms is to get a safe corner. So as soon as I can get an ogre, I'll kill him, and then I'll just use this corner now to stay safe. You see, I'm not getting pummeled by the bosses on either side again. The rooms get easier the more you go into them. Same tactic as always, play the ads, then go for the knights. I mean, you'll see why I like using no composure in this fight so much. Reload, explode. There we go. So now we can go and take another corner. Devour. Seriously people, if you haven't got the point already, the Nothing Manacles. The Nothing Manacles are the single best exotic in the game for Devour. In my opinion, of course. See, there you go, I was a bit worried there because I needed to reload and there were a lot of ads. I didn't really want to reload, so I just popped my super. It gives you Devour, took all the ads out, then I can just go back to clearing knights. I suppose the other thing to mention at this point that we haven't really talked about is the boss phase and the boss damage. I imagine it's probably possible to two-phase this, given the right conditions and the right damage strategies, etc. But I just take the safe free-phase option. That because I like to get out in front of the boss and take the snipers out as they spawn. I spend less time doing damage to the boss, but to me it's safer to do it that way. So I don't mind that this is going to be a free phase. You'll see it's an easy free phase, because if I remember rightly, I have a terrible damage phase here. This second damage phase is not very good because I get caught by the boss's teleport a couple of times, which puts me back to the beginning of the map. And I mean, if you look there, I must have done 40% on the first damage phase. I think I'm lucky if I get 20 on this one. But because I know it's going to be a free phase, it doesn't bother me, because all I've got to do is get a decent damage phase on the third phase. And even if you struggle, even if you have to take 4 phases, you take 4 phases. The theme of this dungeon is safety. Be safe, have patience, take it slow. You'll see again, 4 1k shots, and then I will try and get ahead of the boss until at one point I get caught, and then I'm playing catch up, which is why my damage phase is so poor. There you go, I got caught. Generally speaking, you can stand behind the pillars and you'll be relatively safe. I don't know why that one caught me, but it did. But at least I get to pick up the ammo while I'm at it. But look, I'm playing catch up. I've got snipers shooting at me, I've got him shooting at me. Not great. Not great at all. Oh, that was close. See how close I was to dying there? This is why it's important you get these snipers. It's not the boss you have to worry about, it's the snipers. So there you go, I'll try and make up some damage at this point, but I've done a lot less than what I wanted to have done. There you go, I get caught again. Stupid. So at this point I just decide, well, that's enough, I'll just take him at distance with my 1k. Because I've got a couple of shots left. I did use my super on him. So it is what it is. Now I think at this point I decided I wasn't going to wait for my super on this particular occasion, because I realised, well, I've got some special. I should maybe have waited for my super, but at this point I knew I had him low. I knew it wasn't the most difficult and annoying room, so I just thought, sod it, go for it. Then you'll see I actually clear this room super quick. But again, it's always the same. It's always the same. Devour adds. Luckily, I think all of the spawns in here are light, if I remember right. Oh no, I must have dark. But I don't care about anything spawning. I'm just going to try and get this done quick. There we go, and that's this room dealt with. I'm going to take the ogre out just to be safe. Check my ammo. Now I think I do spawn a couple of waves of scions here, because you'll notice I've got no heavy. I'll have a look around the room. So I'm going to take 1 or 2 waves out just to try and top up my heavy. I can probably at this point take the boss out with full heavy and a super. As you see, he's only got about 25-30% of his health left when I get to that phase. Yeah, looking around for more heavy, haven't got any. So I'm just going to wait it out. I'm going to wait for 1 more wave of scions to see if I can get just to top up that 1k. There you go, plenty of heavy now. Always worth taking a bit more time, farming some more ads, just to fill yourself up on all your ammo. Provided you've got your ammo finders on, of course. So this should be it now. Again, we'll go same approach, we'll stick in with some 1k, and then we'll try and get ahead of him with the snipers. Just because he's low on health, we don't change the way we attack him. We stick to the same strategy we know works. So 4 shots, reload and run. But what I will do, now I know he's low, is try and put a couple of shots on him where I can. So see, it's what I'm talking about. It's always trying to be ahead of the boss. Always trying to be ahead of the boss. Keep trying that with grenades. I'm not a very good shot. But I got them taken out easily enough anyway. So there we go. So at the back of the room, he's going to come to us. We don't have to worry about Dark Entropy. So now it's just time to bake him. Use my 1k. Still got my super. I've got plenty of special. This should be an easy finish. As long as I don't get caught by the teleport. There we go, super. And fusion. And that should be that. And there we go. That was my first solo flawless prophecy dungeon with a little bit of commentary. Thank you for watching.
We all did. So we asked the 9.
What was the answer?
Isn't it obvious? Light and dark are means to survival. It's not about saints or sinners.
The Vanguard wouldn't abide that answer.
Vanguard ain't here. I'm sick of their dog.